Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to break down the exact journey of how to become a successful businessman or woman. We'll be diving into a wealth of government, financial, and industry data to map out the path from a simple, raw idea to a thriving reality. You know, if you've ever looked at a successful founder and wondered what actually separates the daydreamers from the true business leaders, well, the answer isn't magic, it's structured execution. So let's jump right in.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting 6 major steps: validating your vision, drafting the blueprint, building the foundation, mastering the finances, protecting your business, and finally, avoiding those common traps.
Step 1. Validating your vision. Is your idea actually a business?
You know, falling head over heels for a concept before confirming customers actually want it? That is a massive mistake. The data shows that way too many first-time founders skip market research entirely and run purely on their own assumptions. But to build real early momentum, you have to clearly define what actual problem your business solves. Go out and interview at least 30 potential buyers in your target demographic. Ask them open-ended questions about their daily lives and record exactly how they currently try to solve the very headaches your business intends to fix.
There's this brilliant framework from the CSC Global Business Planning Guide that really gets to the heart of this. You need to map out what your customer's world looks like yesterday, before your business exists, versus tomorrow, after you arrive and solve their problem. If you can't clearly and simply explain how their tomorrow is materially better because of your product, well, your vision isn't validated quite yet.
And hey, you also have to look completely outside the box to spot your indirect competitors. That's where the really profitable market gaps are hiding. Heritage Bank gives a fantastic example of this. A newly opened restaurant isn't just competing with the other restaurants down the street. Its indirect competitor is actually the local movie theater. Why? Because potential customers are deciding exactly how to spend their limited disposable income on a Friday night. Are they going to choose a movie or a meal out? You have to know exactly who is fighting for your customer's dollar, even if they sell something entirely different from you.
Step 2. Drafting the blueprint, building your business plan. All right, once your vision is rock solid, it's time to build the business plan that's actually going to convince investors to back you. You can distill this whole process down into a few fundamental steps. Start by brainstorming absolutely everything on paper. Then, hone it down. Define your core company goals and management structure, culminating in a really sharp one-page executive summary. Next, outline a highly specific marketing plan. Don't just list product features. Focus on exactly who is going to buy it and the specific channels you'll use to reach them. Finally, build out your financial statements to prove how you'll actually make money and review the whole thing to ensure you're delivering an airtight proposal.
When you're drafting this blueprint, it helps so much to use visual frameworks like that before and after concept from CSC Global we just talked about. Putting these types of visual outlines directly into your plan helps you efficiently articulate your unique competitive edge. It ensures that anyone reading your plan instantly grasps the specific problem you're solving without getting bogged down in endless walls of text. Step 3. Building the foundation. Legalities and logistics.
To turn that plan into a reality, the Small Business Administration lays out a really precise sequence of setup steps. First up, choosing a legal structure, like an LLC or an S-Corp, which is going to heavily dictate your taxes and liability. Next, register your brand name and secure your Employer Identification Number, or EIN. You can think of your EIN as basically a social security number for your business. From there, apply for any industry-specific licenses and, critically, open a dedicated business bank account. You absolutely must separate your personal funds from your day-to-day business transactions.
Listen, I literally cannot stress this enough. Do not procrastinate on these steps. Delaying your legal setup is basically like walking a tightrope without a net. It totally exposes your personal assets. We're talking your life savings and your family home to business-related lawsuits. Locking in your legal entity early is a non-negotiable step to shield your personal life from your business liabilities.
Step 4. Mastering the finances, fueling the engine.
Now we arrive at the absolute lifeblood of any successful business: cash flow. You really have to ask yourself, how much is this actually going to cost to get off the ground? The FDIC emphasizes that creating a comprehensive, realistic budget is your absolute first step in financial management. A budget organizes your anticipated expenses and is frankly the only objective way to figure out if you need to raise or borrow startup capital before you ever launch. To manage all of this properly, the FDIC highly recommends using off-the-shelf financial software to automate your invoicing, track your revenue, and effortlessly generate critical accounting statements like your profit and loss and balance sheets. Let me be perfectly clear on this. Do not try to run your business on paper. Sound digital bookkeeping is the baseline for all financial management today.
And when you're looking at all those numbers, remember the rule of 3. A truly secure financial foundation means meticulously tracking 12 months of expenses, but always maintaining a cash reserve equal to 3 months of operational costs. Why? Because having those 3 months of cash on hand is your shock absorber. It's what helps you survive unexpected market downturns, seasonal slumps, or emergency expenses without completely going under.
Step 5. Protecting your business. Building a shield.
So, you've built the business, you funded it, but now you have to disaster-proof it. Consider these scenarios from Heritage Bank. What if your key machinery suddenly fails? What if a nasty bug hits your staff and keeps your entire team off work for a week? Or what if a natural disaster just destroys your premises? These aren't just hypothetical worries. Asking these hard questions helps you determine exactly what coverage your business actually needs to survive a worst-case scenario.
Depending on your specific operations, Marsh McLennan outlines 7 essential insurance policies you really need to consider. For instance, you might need general liability for a standard customer slip and fall, or professional liability if you miss a deadline that costs a client serious revenue. You'll definitely need workers' comp for employee injuries, and in today's digital age, please do not overlook cyber insurance to shield you from devastating ransomware attacks. Assess your unique risks and build the right shield for your company.
Step 6. Avoiding common traps. A reality check for first-time founders. Before we wrap up, we absolutely have to look at the common traps that completely derail first-time entrepreneurs. Making these unforced errors can lead to empty stores, severe burnout, and just completely stalled progress. We've already talked about the dangers of skipping market research and delaying your legal structure, but another massive trap is ignoring your marketing until the day you open. You got to build a basic digital outreach strategy like a website and active social media channels at least 2 months before your official launch date to ensure you actually have an audience when the door is open.
And please, whatever you do not fall into the trap of trying to do everything alone. True businessmen and women know exactly how to delegate. No single person possesses master-level skills in accounting, web development, sales, and legal compliance all at the same time. You can bypass this massive feeling of overwhelm by joining local startup groups, attending industry networking events, and finding experienced mentors. Let the experts handle the administrative tasks so you can focus on actually leading your company.
To cap off all this highly structured advice, I absolutely love this grounded, kind of ironic quote from an experienced founder over in the Reddit community. They said, "Forget all the planning, start small. When you start a business, you know nothing, and none of your plans will work out." It's funny, right? But it reminds us that while planning is absolutely crucial, the best way to learn is by making small mistakes on a small scale. Don't make massive financial commitments right out of the gate. Start small, adapt quickly, and just keep moving forward. Armed with all this knowledge from government data, financial institutions, and experienced founders, you are totally ready to stop dreaming and start building. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. What is the very first small step you're going to take today to turn your idea into a successful business? Let's get to work. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and good luck out there.